Distinguish based questions. Distinguish between primary alcohol and secondary alcohol. Secondary alcohol and tertiary alcohol. Tertiary alcohol and primary alcohol. Any two will be asked. So if we know the distinction between all three types of alcohols, primary, secondary and tertiary. See, the best thing to distinguish between all three types is specifically for tertiary identification, we can use Lucas reagent. So I have told you how to address this distinguish based question. First, you write name of the reagent. Make 3 columns. Reagent. See, in distinguish question, what mistake you commit is, you are simply writing the name of the test. Okay, but you should write the observation also, what you observe. See, whenever you add a reagent, one of the compounds will respond to the reagent, other one will not. So in what way it responds, we have to answer. We have to mention. The observation that you see after the addition of reagent only helps you to distinguish, no? So Lucas reagent is what? HCl in the presence of zinc chloride. So when you want to distinguish primary with tertiary, so you write primary here, tertiary here. So tertiary will give turbidity immediately. Immediately turbidity appears. Why? Because alkyl halides are insoluble in water. But primary, no change. See, this will react only on heating, no change at room temperature. So this will show change. So whichever alcohol is showing turbidity appearance, that is tertiary alcohol. The other one is primary, we can distinguish. So when you are given 2 test tubes, one containing primary, another containing tertiary, and if you are asked to identify which is tertiary, you will add Lucas reagent to both of them. And whichever is producing turbidity is only tertiary, the other one is primary. That's how we should identify. When you have primary and secondary, turbidity appears. What? Same reagent you will add, but turbidity appears after 5 to 10 minutes at room temperature itself. Here no change at room temperature. But when you have secondary and tertiary, you have to write these 2 observations. So which will immediately respond at room temperature? Tertiary. So you'll write this. Turbidity appears immediately, and here secondary turbidity appears after 5 to 10 minutes. That's how we can distinguish. Okay. And one more distinguished test is shall I go to next page? If they ask you to distinguish between alcohol and ether, how will you distinguish ethanol from ethoxyethane? Primary alcohols do not immediately react with Lucas reagent. No, so here we can write reagent we can use is sodium. Sodium is added to, in one test tube you take alcohol, another test tube you take ether. When you add sodium, In alcohols, you will see hydrogen gas evolved. Here you see bubbles of gas coming out of alcohol, but in ether, no change. Okay. So what is the reaction here? Alcohol with the sodium gives CH3CH2ONA plus H2. The hydrogen evolved can be tested with a burning splinter, but you need not write this. Hydrogen supports combustion, so the splinter will continue burning with a pop sound. So that is a test for hydrogen. So alcohols will only produce bubbles of gas. Ethers will not produce. That we can use for distinguishing between the two. So are you able to understand? Whenever you write distinguish test, see sometimes people know you just write this has ROR bond, this has ROH bond. See, how will you show that? Can you make people see the ROH bond and ROR bond? No. Visible changes, visible reactions, visible observations should be reported to distinguish. Something that is identifiable by our eyes should be only written as distinguished test. Not any other theory point and all you should not write. Okay. When they ask distinguished question, by adding a reagent, what visible observation of difference we can show for easily identifying one of them, to which the other one will not respond. That should be selected and written. Clear to all? For ethanol, we can also write iodoform test. Either this reaction you can write. For ethanol, whenever you want to distinguish ethanol from any other, alcohol like tertiary butyl alcohol and all, any, see, ethanol or any two alcohols, not secondary alcohols. See, you should know the difference between two position alcohols and secondary alcohol. See, sometimes secondary alcohol will be two position alcohol like this. This is from the first end carbon, second position OH is there. So this is 2 alcohol. Propan, 2 alcohol means what? Propan 2-ol. Okay. Now CH3, CHOH, CH2, CH3. This is also having this group. Butan 2-ol. Then one more alcohol. Pentan 2-ol. All these are 2 alcohols. And also ethanol, CH3, CHOH, H you can write. So in the group, see, in all of them, what is the common feature? Ethanol, note down all these alcohols, ethanol, pentan 2-ol, butan 2-ol, propan 2-ol. All these alcohols, they have CHO, CH3, CHOH bond should be there. See, apart from CH3, CHOH, here you have this alkyl group. It's not, here you have ethyl group, here you have propyl group, here you have methyl group. Here you have, in ethanol, you have extra part hydrogen. So, but in all of them, what is the common feature we find? CH3, CHOH bond. CH3, CHOH. CH3, CHOH. CH3, CHOH. So, all these alcohols will answer one test called iodoform test. Okay. So, either ethanol or any two alcohol. Examples are all these. propan-2-ol, butan-2-ol, pentan-2-ol, ethanol, all these can be distinguished from any other alcohol, like aromatic alcohols. Other than 2-position alcohols and ethanol, any other alcohol, if you write, all other alcohols can be distinguished from these types of alcohols, these 4 types on one side, all other alcohols on other side. When you add the reagent, iodine and sodium hydroxide, these will produce yellow crystals, yellow precipitate of iodoform. So when any one of these they have asked to distinguish between with some other alcohol, you can write this test. Here all of these no change. Are you able to understand? This is one more. Distinguish. One more they will ask reaction of how will you identify phenols from any other alcohol? Phenol from benzyl alcohol they will ask. How will you distinguish? Phenol with ethanol. Phenols can be distinguished with any other alcohols using another reagent called neutral ferric chloride. This you will study in lab. Functional group identification. You will do this in the lab. Neutral ferric chloride, when it is added, phenols will give violet coloration. It's got the color of phenol changes to violet. Here no change. Or other alcohols. So phenol and ethanol, phenol and benzyl alcohol, phenol and methanol, phenol or any one of these alcohols can be distinguished. Any alcohol from phenol can be distinguished using this test. Okay. So what is actual reaction here is phenol with ferric chloride. 3 moles. Thrice connected to Fe. Ion valency is 3. So this phenoxide group, 3 groups connect to 1 Fe. Plus 3H from here. 3 moles I am using now. 3H from here and 3Cl from here will go as 3HCl. So this complex is responsible for the formation of violet coloration. Understood? So distinguished questions. You should be able to answer using this. Change the differences. Okay. So this is about the extra points that we have to know with respect to distinguished type questions. So now tell me any doubt you have.